Set for a start. It is the Dockers going to the left of screen. North Melbourne to the right. The galloping hat-rack Burton stands underneath it, and he wins it from a standing start. It went to McManus, poked towards Waters, who kicks down towards the half-forward line. The start, all important for the Dockers. Chisholm towards goal, and they're away. Scotty Chisholm came into this game with 5 goals, 2 to his name for the season, and he's given them a flying start.
Well, Craig Harding is the fellow that is not on the ground for Fremantle. He's the other player, but as we see here, the quick break out of the centre, and Chisholm, who may have run just a bit too far, but what an exciting start. He kicked goals last week, 4 goals, 2 in fact, against Geelong.
Yes, he was moved there late, Don, wasn't he? It's an interesting start. Got a new forward line player. So we're back in the centre. Capuano, Burton this time to Rock. Kicks it on his left foot, kicks it still into the square area. Ball favours Carey. Wants help from behind, gets it from Freeborn. Great hand, but unfortunately the ball's given away. Working very hard, Burton. Fremantle. This is Clement. Goes forward, kicks the ball. Hunter almost. Back there is King, very aggressive. Gives it off to the running Robert Scott. Scott back through the middle. Now kicks to centre half forward. Capuano, McKernan, the ball to ground. Oh, reading it beautifully is Anderson, and unfortunately his kick is out of bounds as he's pushed as he threw it onto his boot. So bright start here, and we've looked back, and Quinton Leach just holding his jaw there. So just copped that one in the pack,
And he's going off the ground too.
So not the start that Quinton Leach wanted. Rock again, a high kick into the forward pocket zone and over.
Interesting that Chisholm, Don, they might have found a forward.
Well, he was an exciting back pocket, a loose back pocket, but an exciting one. And geez, hasn't got a bit of sparkle. And
Leach off, and Clive Waterhouse
straight up to
gone.
the race too, Sandy. I think Leach will go. No, they're going to make a change.
Well,
Waterhouse was coming, and now Delaney.
So confusion there as Fairley takes the kick for North Melbourne. Down towards the half-forward line once again, and going against Corey McKernan. So the Dockers making a pretty positive start. David Hines, who came into this lineup, late inclusion, kicks towards Burton. He marks on half-back. Burton, a flat-looking helicopter punt a la Peter Sumich. It's okay because Ed was able to get it away towards McManus under pressure towards right half-forward, but there's been Laidley. Call to play on now. Pretty good crowd building up here at the Wacker as Laidley drifts it in towards the middle. Waiting at the back, an opportunity for the Dockers through Clements again. Goes to right half-forward, and it's okay. He finds Hunter. Chisholm lead is ignored. Hunter goes long in towards half-forward, and there's Mickey Martin, the Rock of Gibraltar, stands firm. Mickey brings it to the outer side towards Roberts, and despite the Delaney attention, he took a fine mark between half-back and centre wing. Well, played on straight away towards Anthony Rock. He couldn't control it initially, but he recovers nicely. Kicks towards right half-forward, over the head of Callaghan, who had a big week last week. Some 17 kicks. Hines tries to get it to him again. He's right on Blakey's hammer. Gives it to McKernan. McKernan is caught. The tackling by the Dockers early on in this game has been fierce. And coming in for a bounce is Grant Vernon.
Been good, Sandy. Been good.
Great start.
Yes, very lively opening. Callaghan. And the showers, yes, expected minimum 11. We're at 15, so it's not a bad night at the moment. Schwass tries to keep it back in, does pretty well in the end, and Blakey attempts to get a kick on the footy.
Well, we had that throw in. Dwayne Lamb, tell us about that injury to Quinton Leach.
He's gone to the change rooms, and it looks like he may have broken his jaw. I'll get a confirmation at the moment.
Shocking start. Callaghan can't take it on the half volley, but recovers, then gets caught. Gee, this is a great start. Now a chance for Blakey. He steals it. Blakey's kick is high, in towards the forward line. They need a big mark, but no one's able to take it. Jones is there, and a number of Dockers. They defend well, and there's O'Reilly pushing it towards the line.
It's interesting, the last throw in at the boundary when McKernan went with Burton. They were both holding on. That would have been penalised early in the season, but now the umpires are lax and letting it go.
Callaghan clever. Throws on the ball, goes out wide and across goal. Parker there. almost played the mark, has been played the mark, so the ball will have to come back, because that is the rule. If you mark the ball, you must take that mark. Parker comes back to Burton. Ball sits nicely for him. Now he's away, the big fella. Strides it out. Doesn't quite hit the ball right. Coming at it is man. Fairley does very well. Keeps composure and gets the ball out to Capuano. Feeds it to Rock. Rock comes back in towards half forward. Big jump from behind for Parker. Kerry off to Freeborn. This is a promising build-up. Freeborn onto his left foot. Shoots at goal and has pulled it. So first score to the Northerners, a point to young Glenn Freeborn.
Good running by North Melbourne. They had guys running past. The fellow with the ball was running away from goal, kept his back to goal, and then he had somebody coming past who had a clear run of what was happening up forward. It was good overlap play.
5 points the margin. James Clement brings it back into play, goes straight down the middle, finds Delaney. Only his second game for the season. He tries to resurrect his career, his 28th game in his career. Spilt by David Muir, may be costly, although pushed across the face once more, and another behind goes on the ball. So that's 2 to North and 2 also to Glenn Freeborn in his 21st game.
So North Melbourne doing a zone, and a lot of shorts on there.
And most sides would concede that first kick. It's what's going to happen with the second kick that's important.
Yes, Anthony Jones now playing his 24th game, second season. One-on-one contest, Burton and Capuano. Comes to ground. Great reading here by the Dockers. They will share it from McManus out to Chisholm. Has to kick it very high. 2 North Melbourne players come at it. Bit of a misunderstanding. Fairley ends up standing his ground. Knocked away from him to Laidley. Laidley off to Blakey. Blakey has a panic in front of him through the middle of the ground. Now goes long in the direction of the half-forward line, comes over the back on it is Clement, gives the ball away to Anderson, can't get hold of it, tries to kick the ball going in front of him. Freeborn works in hard underneath, throws the ball away, players working hard on hands and knees, and eventually comes out to Clement, and Clement, undecided, now wants support and gets it through a handball off to Jones.
Jones has got a paddock on the outer side. He has a bounce, and from half-back kicks up towards centre wing, and a beautifully directed kick finding Peterman. Playing game number 72 to Chisholm, who can play on. He's 70 metres out. He spears it into Kingsley Hunter.
That was beautiful play. It was very good play. And the crowd appreciating it. This man does impress me. I've sung his praises on a number of occasions. Hunter, as I've said before, he's going to kick a bag for one day. He just cannot finish off.
No, his record at the moment this season, Don, is 13-14. 13 goals, 14 behinds. He kicks from 47 metres. He's pushed that across the face too. Now he's got 13 goals, 15.
Well, he kicked 3-1 last week, so he's starting to turn that around just a little.
5 points the margin. 13 and a half minutes remaining in this first quarter. Cool night here in Perth. Rain holding off at the moment, and we should be in for an excellent game of football. Here's an opportunity now for Glenn Archer. He's been in pretty good form, Archer. Caught by Delaney. Ripped off it was Delaney, and he's going to be free kick.
Maybe a little too arrogant on that occasion, Glenn Archer. Trying to take Delaney on, who's very quick.
Off to Peter Mann. He's 70 metres out. Chipped short again. It's going to be okay. And another opportunity for the Dockers. And another opportunity for Kingsley Hunter.
It's more or less a replay of what happened before when he sent it across the face of goal.
Now, do you like his run-up, Don? Do you like his technique? Kingsley Hunter. He does look a prospect, doesn't he?
Let's have a look. From a similar spot. Perhaps a metre or two further out. A drop punt. And it's an identical kick, is it not? Across the face for another behind.
Actually, watching him warm up last week against, what did they play last? Fremantle played Essendon at the MCG. That's the game. We see so many games of football. But he had his head over the ball, and he was very deliberate in the way that he approached his goal. But he's not doing the same thing when he's lining up in an actual game.
Yes, David King just made an error with a kick out then, and Mark Roberts must have thought it was for him, and the ball's gone out of bounds. So, yes, they actually played Geelong last week.
Yes, but we watched them against Fremantle 2 weeks ago.
Bandy kicks to the top of the square. Flyers wanted, big pack, and a great fist from Capuano. So 1 rush point to Fremantle. And
the rain is falling here at the Wacker.
That's observant, Don. Laidley kicks to himself, then goes very long. Carey making ground from down the ground. Riley does pretty well to get it to ground. Barton wants support. Handballs into the space. Swash comes at it, so does Crocker. Burton ends up with it. Now he's caught. Gives it off to Jones. And Jones chips it back to centre-half forward. Mann and Fairley. And a free kick goes to Mann playing in front. So Peter Mann, acting skipper tonight, goes very long. Great use of the body by Hunter, and then Archer just pushes him to the ground. Terrific stuff. Back to Archer, and he has Capuano on his own.
Yes, it came from Rock, pushed up towards centre wing. Oh, beautiful pick-up by Anderson. In trouble close to the boundary line. There's John Blakey.
North Melbourne played these type of conditions, although they're a little worse than they are tonight. Last week against Essendon, very well. They used the long kick to advantage.
North Melbourne 7-2 on.
Look at the locking of arms.
North 9-4 against his Burton to Delaney. Back towards Burton again. Almost caught him unawares. And Delaney eventually spirals a punt to half forward. Mark almost paid to Peter Mann. Rock taken over the line. And we've got ourselves a throw in.
There he is, the man who broke his jaw in the first couple of minutes, Quentin Leach.
Bad luck for him because he hadn't missed a game so far this season. Throw in again. Burton front spot, out the back it comes to Blakey, bounces off Chisholm for the first time, then he gets him the second time. Anthony Stevens has also played every game this season. Burton, Blakey, Stevens, Edwards, Callaghan. To full forward, over the head of Bandy. Mick Martin gives chase on the last line of defence. Goes on to the left foot, just wants to try and find a little bit of space. Parker leads in the race. Goes over the top to Bandy. Bandy's got a little bit of space, but he kicks into the man on the mark. That was Mick Martin who belts it clear. Up towards the half-back flank, almost down towards centre wing. Jones heading towards the boundary line. He sees it over. And a throw in on the outer side. Excellent start. It was John Longmire. Now North would dearly love to have him back. A low-scoring start, but a good tight start. 1-3 to 2 behinds.
Yeah, I was talking to Ron Alexander before the game. He felt that the Dockers in the last 2 games have been competitive at the end of the games rather than the start. So they were really looking for a good start tonight, and they're getting it so far. Archer in front, over his head. Scott goes back to help out. He swings around, keeps Hukes to the boundary line. Crocker, last crack at it. Can't get hold of it. McManus, they're winning some ground balls at the moment, Fremantle. Mann pushing and shoving.
Exactly, good decision.
And gives away the free kick to Ian Fairley. Fairley into the middle and finds Blakey. Gives it off to the running Stevens. Anthony Stevens, one-on-one here. Carey and O'Reilly. O'Reilly gets it over the back, then trips over in a tangle of legs. Carey, he's good at these. He is very good at these. It swings back, but he misses, and only a point result. So North 3 points and Fremantle a 1-3. 6 points the difference.
It's going to be an interesting battle between that man on screen there, 18 Carey, and O'Reilly. O'Reilly not terribly quick, but he'll match it with Carey in the strength department.
The McManus lead ignored. James Clement in only his 3rd game. Oh, goes down the middle and eventually does pick out McManus. Only just got him. Kicks towards Chisholm. With him is David King. The race is on now. Schwass comes in to help King. Tunnel walls it out the back door. Went straight towards Kickett, however. He's under pressure. Back to Chisholm on centre wing. Slow to get rid of it. Caught by Blakey. Spills free. An opportunity for Rowe to go in towards the centre. Straight to Rock. Back to King. This is exciting stuff. King gets his kick up towards the half-forward line. Towards Carey. O'Reilly. Parker. And it is Parker who steadies the ship. And he bounces away. Kicking to the outer side. He wants Jones. Roberts is there with him. Roberts has it over the top towards Crocker. Runs out of room in the end. And with 9 minutes remaining in the first quarter, a throw-in on the outer side.
Yes, the Dockers' form's been reasonably good, actually. A point lost to Essendon, then 19 points to Geelong. So now at home, Saturday night, light rain still falling. Burt, great left-handed tap, terrific to Hines. Very clever. Ends up back with the big fella, and he strides away. 8-metre strides for each step he took. Scott taps it back cleverly, and then Rock goes to the ground.
Very lucky not to be penalised, wasn't he? Because he took about 4 of those 8-metre strides.
And here we are. That's one of those hat racks you're talking about. Plastics. Like. Yes, a goal that if. Boundary throw in. Capuano down, pushes it with his left hand. Getting underneath the ball's Crocker. That's a free kick because that's high. So Darren Crocker. Yes, probably looked worse than what actually happened, but nevertheless the kick. McKernan has to stand. Hines does well over the back. Edwards reads it. Now wants to go long, so this is good play. It really does attack the hard spot. Rowe, back cover, recovers pretty quickly, then off hands and knees. Oh, gives it beautifully to Muir. Muir runs hard, wants to bounce it on the wet turf, on his left foot, kicks, and has kicked the second goal for the Dockers.
That was inspiring play by David Muir. It's a right foot kick. It's not over quick, but he certainly used his strength to break the tackle. To continue on. Now here's the build-up. There's Muir running onto it. Former North Melbourne player, very, very hard goer. It's David Muir.
It's the Dockers by 12 points as Anthony Rock gets to half forward. A chance now for Northern. Anderson under pressure. He gets his kick. Over the top it goes. Kick it, couldn't quite get a hand to it, but he's off target and through from behind.
Capuano coming off. Delanchenko on for North Melbourne. Donald McDonald's old number 25. Really a good clubman was Donald for North Melbourne.
Delanchenko started well in the game last week. Kicked a couple of goals. Here's Clement to the outer side again. He looks towards Burton with that great height advantage. McManus goes down to Callaghan. He's, dare I say it, having a purple patch in the past couple of weeks. Finds Rowe. Brad Rowe, 72 games under his belt now. Burton has dropped down to half forward. Man floats over the top. Oh, they're looking dangerous. He drifts it in towards the pocket. Callaghan is there. Dropped what he should have taken. Recovers. Swings round. Kicks from 40 metres and has kick number 3.
Yes, very interesting the way this game's starting to unfold. Callaghan just taking his eye off the ball. You'll see there he was looking what was happening down the ground. But then still had enough presence of mind to realise that he could play on. The bandage across the nose to open the nasal passages. Craig Callaghan.
Well, we're back in the centre. This rain really is.
Don't say what the taxi driver said.
McKernan now into ruck. And McKernan, I should say, gets beaten swash. His first touch is smothered. Very hard for the players to pick up this ball. The surface is good, but the surf and now very slippery. David Muir kicked their second goal. Gets up last. So just under 7 minutes. Really need to get a goal on the board, North, to just stop this rod. Fremantle playing very well. Carey comes to meet it. It's caught with a bad bounce. Delanchenko on the ground. Anderson, out the back is Blakey. Kicks from 40 metres. And John Blakey's got North Melbourne's first.
Yes, well, he didn't know that Blakey was there when he got it, Anderson. But it's a good handball in a pressure situation. Hit it on towards goal. There he is. He realised someone was bearing down on him. At least he gained a few metres, and just luck happened that Blakey was there. His first goal, John Blakey, and a good acquisition since coming from Fitzroy.
Back to an 11-point ball game. Burton, McKernan, won by the latter. but it's Delaney who storms away for the Dockers. Down towards the half-forward line once again. They've already kicked 3. Pushed back towards Schwass on centre wing, and he dribbles it over the line. Scott Chisholm kicked that goal in the opening seconds of the game.
Let's see if these two ruckmen lock arms.
No. Instead, he put one over his shoulder. That was Burton putting it over the shoulder, so it goes to Corey McKernan, who looks for Carey. Over the back, Anderson and Parker. The race is on. Parker has more assistance. Firstly through Jones, who almost threw that one away. Could be costly if it sits for Roberts. Suck it up the ground. But he can't, and Parker sees it over the line.
Reminds me of Murray Rance. Parker, former Eagle captain Murray Rance, played at Fitzroy. He is a good prospect on the half-back line. This is his 3rd game this year.
So played at Fitzroy, Don. Murray Rance.
Good night.
Burton. Don't worry, Dom. It's only a game. A snap. It's wide. I think you're thinking of Fitzroy, but they've had their problems, haven't they, the Lions?
I thought I said Footscray.
Age does that.
Oh, sure.
Sorry.
Well, the hair's going too.
It's gone. Kick it. Yes, it was Footscray. Kick it from the back pocket. To the sprinting Burton. He's had a pretty good start.
Well, he's had the compliment of Tapuano being taken off him and now McKernan on.
And he kicks it high towards man at the centre wing, a big pack of players. Oh, Rowe doing some fancy work, heads wide towards the boundary line, kept in play by Hines. The late inclusion goes from centre wing up towards right half forward over the head of Delaney and also Chisholm, and taken by Anthony Rock.
Here's young veteran Anthony Rock. Comes back in towards McKernan over his head. Falls on the ground, Freeborn, back to McKernan. His good play. Now the full forward from behind Simpson. Tries to tap it to his own advantage. Can't. And quite happy to see it off the ground was Stephen O'Reilly. Under pressure. Not sure that you'd like to do that, John. I really like to see players cover the ball and take it to the line rather than try and soccer it on a slippery night from that far out. Nevertheless, he got away with it. Great tap again from Burton. Joe O'Reilly. Big fella, playing like a rover and did run out. He'll be disappointed about that, but the boundary umpire right there. And just give it back and keep your form up. There it is, just over there. And I think that's a pretty good call. It was only centimetres in it, but it was out. Schwash, just finding it hard to get clear since that arm injury. Just finding his way back into the game. And terrific stuff from McManus. Over Waterhouse's head. The race is now on. Crocker first back there. And he's happy to tap it in front of Rowe towards the boundary line and out of bounds.
4.5 minutes remaining in this first quarter. It's Darren Crocker. In the Dockers attacking zone, man trying to fist it clear. Chisholm couldn't get it. Crocker hurriedly gets boot the ball. Heads towards the boundary line once again. And unable to control the slippery ball, Corey McKernan. Another throw-in. Almost down to centre wing. Burton, McKernan, front spot, plucks it out of the air, goes towards Danilchenko. Caught by Hines, back to Stevens. Oh, turned over towards Mann. He couldn't take it. Crocker now gets it away. Waterhouse tried to go back to Chisholm. Back to Waterhouse again. Kicks to the half-forward line. Hunter's come out. He appeared to be held. Play on was the call. And North should be able to tidy up again. Glenn Archer kicks back towards the centre of the ground. It's taken by Anderson. He sweeps it quickly on to accommodate Scott. Couldn't take it, but McKernan's there with him. Scott and McKernan are heading towards goal. Scott wants to do it on his own. It's a long, lovely kick, and it's a goal. And it's a push right on the line, if you don't mind. Right on the line.
Richard Luck.
So Simpson has been pinged. What do you think, Don?
Oh, very, very touchy.
You can't confront a player from the front. I mean, in all seriousness. Cost Geelong another spot in the grand final in 91, but I'm not counting. break away. Fremantle look good, playing fairly direct at the moment. Archer from behind hits it hard, smacks it away towards the boundary line. Swash covering ground. He's playing on the other wing, now at the other side of the ground. Great teamwork here. Ends up the ball kick forward, and Archer. Just Hunter did there. Good sharing along the boundary line through the Fremantle players. Archer goes wide. 2 million half back. Oh! Oh! Jones. Great jump over Roberts. Well, that's exciting. Jones. Need one here. Burton. Oh! The crowd rose with him. The noise was up. But Martin got it away to Laidley and they break away.
He leapt 3 feet and he was 10 foot high. Here's Robert Scott again. Kicks towards the half-forward line. Carey and O'Reilly. It's Carey's man O'Reilly who sees it over the line. Good first quarter this one at the Wacker. Hope you're enjoying it on 7 Sport. 11 points the margin. McKernan in front. At the back is Danilchenko. Spirals it up down towards full forward as the rain tumbles down again. Freeborn almost taken high. Play on was the call. Simpson tried to stab it away, but it's stolen by Kickett. He's got McManus in the middle and uses him. Important couple of minutes now for both sides, particularly North. They don't want the Dockers to get another couple. Jones spears it in towards Chisholm. He's got players streaming down the ground. McManus is one. No one's coming at him. He can have a shot from 48 metres. McManus in towards goal. At the back is Burton. Got a hand to it. Suck it up the ground. Close to the goal. And eventually taken over. One behind. Pretty exciting stuff. 3-4. Plays 1-4.
O'Dwyer on for North Melbourne. Simpson off.
As the ball comes away, McKernan almost to one-hander. Jones does well, kept his feet. Now spins around, wants support, gets it from Mann. So 65 metres out, Peter Mann. Drives long. Oh, that's a good spot. That's a real good spot. They have to run. There's got to be smalls there, surely. Callaghan first there, can't get control of it. Comes back to Chisholm. Callaghan can't grab hold of it. The ball is slippery. Swash. Great pressure from the forward line of Fremantle here. Coming through was King off the ground. Gives it out to McManus. Finally breaks the tackle. Goes to Hunter. Screws the ball around and has missed.
He's put 3 there this quarter.
Stevens coming off. Interesting one for North. Stevens off. Armstrong on. Kicked another point.
As Jared Neesham looks on. Well, under a minute remaining as Matthew Armstrong comes onto the ground. Laidley to himself. And then straight down the middle towards McKernan. At the back, Danilchenko. Now Carey had come down, so there's no one to help up
Surely
forward.
that's a free kick over the shoulder.
He's not paying it, Donald. Robert Scott is there again. Scott gets caught. The ball spills free. Anderson a chance if he can soccer it towards the forward zone. Dwyer there also. They pounce upon it. Look at them on that ball. Locking it up. Kick it at the bottom. And with under 30 seconds remaining, we'll have a bounce. Can North capitalise? Well, they've got it down there. Danilchenko around his body in towards McKernan and Roberts. Bandy is there, Parker is there, and it's the latter who takes it. Goes one way, then the other. Looks to Edwards on the outer side. He's gone too far. This will be the last kick of the quarter, and he's going to have a shot. Well, now Armstrong is, because there is only a matter of seconds remaining. Matthew Armstrong is going to have a shot after the siren.
His first kick too since coming on, Matthew Armstrong.
North down at the moment by 13 points. Armstrong from 52 metres. Long drop punt, wide, away to the left, out of bounds on the full. So no score, but an excellent first quarter of football, with Fremantle throwing everything at North Melbourne, who came into this game as raging favourites, and the Dockers could have been further ahead had if they kicked a little more accurately for goal. It's quarter time here at the Wacker. Wet, wintry conditions, but some hot football being played. 3-5-23, North Melbourne, a 1-4-10.
A backspasm just before the game and nearly had to pull out. So, on to the second quarter.
Dwayne, stay with us down there. It is a winter game. Armstrong couldn't take it cleanly. Crocker caught by Edwards. Ball spills free towards Schwass. Wayne Schwass goes high towards the centre wing area. Unable to take it was Anderson. Chisholm, delightful work by Chisholm, who opened the first quarter with a goal. He kicks towards the 50. As a well-directed kick too, he finds Rowe. He's a long way out. The rain continues to fall. He kicks up towards half-forward, towards Bandy and co. Neither can take it. Laidley goes over the top towards Robert Scott. Scott is caught. Gets rid of the hand pass towards the half-back line. That was to Rock. Anthony Rock tumbles it off the chest of Burton towards the boundary line. Roberts keeps it in play. Flicks it towards Carey. With him is O'Reilly. Carey's in front and he gets his kick down towards half-forward. North need the first goal badly, but Parker defends well, and the Dockers should get out of trouble towards McManus on the half-back flank.
McManus goes towards the wing. Players wait for it. 3 North Melbourne to 1, and the ball goes over the line and out of bounds. Roberts can't trap it.
It's interesting the way North Melbourne are setting up their forward line. They got 5 across half forward when that ball was bounced in the centre. Dwyer, the only man in the 50-metre semicircle. He's playing out full forward.
Roberts, Burton taps it to advantage. Laidley tries to get the handball away under pressure. Players working hard. Carey, a little dinky give just on the inside.
Free kick, surely.
Pushes it to his left, now under pressure. Great work from all players on the boundary line and over again. It is absolutely bucketing down here now. And 13 points is the margin. So boundary throwing, 65 metres. Tapped over the back, Crocker. Tries to swing the ball back, does to Danilchenko.
Good ball in the first quarter. Stand with the ball right now. Danilchenko.
Goes in long. Carey, coming across the front was Parker. Can't get hold of it. The ball's on the ground. Kicker goes with it. Parker now comes back for a second attempt. Pretty good effort. And also Dwyer. And the ball forced over with a bit of a push.
I think there's a push.
And there is a push. There was a little bit there. Clement's not happy. And didn't need to do it. Just to guard the player, Danilchenko, into the boundary line would have been the go.
And you see here, he just props and wasn't much in it, but nonetheless it was there.
Yes, they don't normally fall for those. If you keep your hands away, you actually just run in. Roberts coming off and Stevens back on. Danilchenko, the left footer. Tough kick. Tries to steer it and steers it through the points. So North Melbourne get the first score of this quarter. They move to 1-5, Fremantle 3-5.
And a different complexion to come over this game with this rain continuing to fall. As Mark Roberts has a somewhat inquisitive look as he heads towards the bench. The Northerners down at the moment, but by no means out. Here's McManus at the back of the pack. Picks it up and goes towards right half forward. Waterhouse.
One mark and a good one too.
Well, he had 16 shots at goal for Swan Districts last week. He booted 9-7 and he's pretty quick. He goes towards the right half forward. Hunter couldn't take it on the chest. He recovers, tries to sneak out the back door. Wants another go at it. Overruns it. Schwass, however. Mitchell, close to the boundary line with Armstrong and Robert Scott. Waterhouse comes in late. And there's a throw-in.
John, we saw a pretty good game last week with North and Essendon, and North got away in the wet conditions. I thought it might suit them.
Well, they kicked the ball longer, but different conditions over here, isn't it? The ground's far more holding than what it is in Melbourne.
Chisholm for goal! Look at this! Ho-ho! Scotty Chisholm has kicked his second, and Fremantle kicked clear.
North Melbourne are really going to get on the job. Just didn't like the way they came out. And this man started it right from the first bounce, and the first kick was a goal. Chisholm, that's his second.
Burton does well out the centre when McKernan goes early. Yeah, Scotty Chisholm, now the prince of goal kickers. Amazing to move up forward fairly. Kicks it out wide to the wing. Mitchell and Scott, good little battle that. And players in underneath. Now falls out the back and players on hands and knees again. It is very slippery, that ball. And a ball up will take place. Yes, it's amazing. If you can find a player that can kick 3 goals off a half-forward flank, Don, you've done very well. And perhaps Chisholm may be the one. Umpires tonight, Grant Vernon, Chris Mitchell and Stuart Nguyen. Armstrong misses. And another ball up. And I've got a feeling that these umpires may be working overtime with these repeat bounces. So just off the centre circle, just slightly favouring Fremantle. Goes to Rowe. Great pressure from behind. Recovers beautifully and then chips the ball to Mann. And Peter Mann just gave the crowd something to think about, but the ball is very slippery.
He's not that far from goal. If he lines up with a torpedo, wet conditions, you can usually, sometimes you get onto it.
No, I feel certain he'll kick a drop punt and he'll make the distance easy. He's going to kick from inside 50.
Yeah.
And
look at that.
Another goal to the Dockers.
Well, his first. One goal last week, Peter Mann. He formerly played at North Melbourne. He was there for a long time, but he had a lot of injury problems. He only just starting to come good when he transferred to Fremantle. Fremantle's best and fairest last year, playing at centre half forward. He got the opportunity at North to play there because of Carey.
So back in the middle, Dockers have got their tails up as McKernan tries to soccer off the ground down towards Carey. O'Reilly wearing him like a glove, but he gets it to Blakey. Tried to get it away again towards Danilchenko. Here's Anderson. North need a reply rapidly. In towards the forward line, but taken by Mitchell. The kicker. Kickett goes towards half forward once again and then belts it over the line for a throw-in. Dale Kickett, game number 78. The throw-in to take place. Burton. They tried initially to get it down towards O'Reilly. Here's a chance for Rock.
It came off the hands, didn't
Yes,
it?
it did. Touched. Crocker and co were trying to calm the umpire, but it didn't work. 1-6 plays 5-5 with some 14 and a half minutes remaining in this first half. Clement comes into O'Reilly. No mark. He tried to shovel it out the back door to Parker. He slips but is able to get it away. Jones caught. Now Edwards. Wide at Clement. Dropped the football on the 50-metre line for North Melbourne. And another ball up.
Here's the Dockers. It's a nice little break this now. Once again, like that first quarter, North really need a goal. Crocker swings the ball around. Bars came out. Terrific stuff from Anderson.
My word, that was good. In a real pressure situation, he had a player coming from his left, but he only had eyes for the ball. And this is the way Wayne Carey was marking last week, especially in the first quarter. He was very good, Carey, taking chest marks like that, and that is the only way to do it in conditions like that. Well done, Stuart Anderson.
Yeah, he's normally a pretty good kick too. Has played it either into the ground. Designated kicker at times. It's a lovely style of a kick. And another goal to Kangaroos, their second.
2 goals last week to Anderson. A real good type is Anderson. He's very impressive. Down Sail way.
Can North Melbourne continue to come back? Edwards, Stevens, and there's been a free kick picked up. It's going to go back a little further to Anthony Rock. North will go forward again towards Crocker on half forward. At the back, Anderson again. 40 metres out, in towards goal. And touched through for a behind with Dale Kickett coming over the top. So 2-7 plays 5-5. So 16 points the margin. And North by no means out of this contest yet. Don't worry about that. McKernan, Burton over the top. Edwards at the back just tried to spoon it forward. It almost succeeded. He was looking for Mitchell. Now they pounce upon it almost to centre wing. And another ball up.
That's good kicking out from Fremantle. That's the second time they've done it. Kick the ball long in conditions like this because they're very hard to handle the ball. If you go short, you could turn it over. Better to get it a long way from goal.
Burton, McKernan with the left hand. Chisholm. Stevens on his hammer. Laidley. And a whistle. It might be going against Chisholm, and it's going to go to Simpson. For a little too high.
I thought a little too late too. I would have said play on.
He does now. He goes into half forward. Danilchenko couldn't take the mark. Oh, Waterhouse. Blakey somehow gets through heavy traffic towards McKernan. He's immediately sat on his backside, and they lock it up at half forward. There's probably 20 players around that ball. The umpire's letting it go, and eventually Moose Muir comes away to the half-back flank, heads towards the boundary line. King gives chase, and he'll be first to it.
Yes, David King picks it up cleanly. Now comes back into the 50-metre line. Big fly from behind. Can't get hold of it. A lot of players on the ground. Kick it in over the top. And Delaney ready to come on the ground. And the Fremantle runner now out there. So the Dockers by 16 points. Kick it caught. Twice stands up. Blakey off to McKernan. Just throws the ball forward onto his boot and out of bounds. But Corey McKernan actually jumped in. He jumps in the air actually as he got tackled before and got dumped. I mean, he'd be better off just trying to use his bulk and push blokes off with a fin rather than jump in the air. Just something you'll learn as he goes on. Armstrong tries to get it going forward. Caught. Great pressure from behind. Hines is also caught. And another bounce. Chris Mitchell right on the spot then and said that Hines attempted to handball her away. So virtually at centre half forward. About 40 metres from North goal. Kernan, clever tap. And once again, just a piece of stalemate here at the moment.
Crocker coming off. He's injured. Crocker is coming off with a trainer. Mark Roberts about to come on, and Delaney coming on for Fremantle.
McKernan swings it round his body. Kicker does very well and knocks it through. So the points mount for North Melbourne. A rush one probably at that. Darren Crocker has had an unfortunate run with injuries over the journey. And looks a bit sore coming off there. 8 points now to North Melbourne, 2-8.
Mitchell off for Fremantle too, being replaced by Delaney.
15 points the margin. Burton went early. At the back was Stevens, and he plays on, pumping it in towards full forward. Anderson there at the back. It goes close. Another behind goes on the board for North. 2-9. Plays 5-5, so they've had one more effective scoring shot in the trail. That's no mark.
A turnover.
Here's trouble. Jones somehow managed to hold that ball there after he spilled the mark. And we'll have a ball up.
Anthony Rock asking for the forward line to be cleaned out.
Chance for O'Reilly. He tumbles a punt to relative safety for the moment. Simpson gives chase. He's had a consistent season with North, played every game so far this year. Comes into half forward. Oh, McKernan was a big fly. Used them as a step ladder. Edwards defends. He runs straight through them and then belts it straight over the line.
Yes, I just wonder how you clean out a forward line, Don. Use a broom or what do you do?
Well, what Rock was trying to do is tell everyone to get out, but the problem is this can be the rain and the ball's just not coming out. It's being held up and players are being hypnotised by it.
Hypnotised, still in the forward line. Roberts off the ground. He's got it. 27. As we have a look at replay.
This is a sucker goal. Something England could have done with the other night. Or was it Roberts? I don't think it was.
It was Roberts and Carey, was it, both going with it?
I'll go Carey.
A handy goal to North Melbourne. The question is, was it Roberts or was it Carey? They both appeared to get boot the ball. One of them will be credited with the goal. In the meantime, Delaney pokes it to the outer side. And a throw-in will take place. But they're coming back, Malcolm.
Yeah, it's a good fighting effort by North Melbourne, that break.
Thank you, Don.
Over 24 points. Like it mightn't be breached, but credit to North Melbourne, they've worked really hard.
His boundary throw in centre wing. Comes over the back of the two tall fellas. Bradley tries to play for the free kick. Now it spills out, and the Dockers go forward again. Here's a chance for Mann. First to recover, taps it to his own advantage. Now tries to hold his feet over the footy. Rose got it, gives it off to Callaghan. Caught, tries to spin, in trouble, and has got a free kick for High.
This is what North Melbourne didn't want. A goal. Callaghan, it was too high. Roberts now playing at centre half forward or across that half forward line. Carey down on half back.
Picked up 17 kicks last week, Craig Callaghan. A very good game.
Callaghan kicks it, just drags it across a little bit, I think, and that's a point to the Dockers. So really, after North Melbourne had pressured, seemed like for eternity to kick 2 goals 5, the Dockers now go back and get a point. Laidley kicks it to himself and then kicks it to Stevens.
8.5 minutes remaining in this first half.
North Melbourne have got nobody in their 50-metre semicircle. They're all up around the edge of the square.
Armstrong gives it back towards Stevens, and he's given it away to Edwards, who marks in the middle. Scott Edwards, game number 15 for him.
There's not one North Melbourne behind Edwards. They're all up the ground.
Kicks to half forward, and a good mark by Waterhouse. With a slippery ball. He kicks long, in towards full forward. Bandy was there, couldn't take it. Pressure now again on this North defence, and that has gone out of bounds on the foot. So
Callaghan coming off, or is he going to come off? Yes, he is now coming off. Fremantle.
Waterhouse is going to take the kick. He's a long way out. He's kicking from 55. It's a centering kick in towards the goal square. Daniel Bandy was there. Armstrong should clear for North Melbourne.
And does so, goes very wide. You'd think the ball would beat the players out, and does. So between wing and half back.
There's Callaghan off, and Mitchell has come on for the second time, or actually Mitchell started on the ground. He went off for a bit of spell for a while.
It's the margin 9 points, just over 7.5 minutes remaining. Ball at ground level. Delaney, support to Mitchell, coming through is Muir. Muir kicks it very high. This will bring rain. Oh, it has. Drafts him out of the forward. Great give off, but coming out from the fence. Great defence from North Melbourne as Glenn Archer kicks it very wide. And now between wing and half back on the direct opposite side of the ground as it was 10 or 15 seconds ago.
Throw in. Here's McKernan and Burton looking for front spot. Stevens ridden into the ground. Waterhouse. Cook tried to get it out towards Spider Burton. He did well. Delaney caught as well. Loses it to Blakey. Can he get clear? No, he can't. Rowe, Delaney. Delaney's quick. He's very quick. He's going to give them a goal. Hunter! Kingsley has broken his drought. And Fremantle again open up a handy lead.
Well, it's not a bad ploy what they're doing, North Melbourne. They're getting all the players up the ground, but if a ball does spill out, like this is going to, you are caught. And Hunter, who's kicked his first goal, he's kicked 1-3 now, and there's the ball spilling out.
So the margin back to 15 points. Kernan in ruck. Burt, and very wet indeed.
Torrential this rain.
Well, it's not super cold, but certainly wet. Kernan, great jump. Blakey has to stand there and gets the ball held to him, so there will be another bounce. Blakey kicked one of North Melbourne's goals in the first quarter. Kernan again with the left hand. Favours Mitchell, has to give it up. Muir crashes into the pack. And players really having trouble now. Simpson gets a little kick away. Now falls for Anderson, has Rock in support. Now Rock goes in after it himself. Edwards, done a good job on Stevens. Gives it off to Delaney. Schwash has to wait for it to bounce. That's cruel. Waterhouse attacks it. Bad luck indeed, as Archer comes away and goes back to centre half forward. Rock, support out wide in Stevens. He has to pick this up. Keeps composure. Now kicks it very high. Big flyers want it here. And the ball is punched away. Kick it at it. Anderson that high.
Dangerous.
No free kick. Goes to Clement. Clement undecided. Now tries to kick it underground. Goes to Stevens. He goes off the ground. Back to Clement. Goes underground again. Not quite. Land on the full.
That was dangerous.
Yes, good evening. 5.5 remaining.
And here it is. Look, one fellow going with his hands down on the ball. That used to be kicking in danger.
So a very important time for North. Before half-time, Burton unable to take it. Delaney at the bottom of the pack. Socket clear again towards Edwards and Waterhouse. They bounce off each other, teammates. Still on the 50. Can the Roos snare another goal before the long break? There's Stuart Anderson. Kicked a goal in the second quarter. This is 31st game. Simpson round his body towards Roberts. Oh, he recovered nicely.
Oh, well done. I think it's a goal.
Yes, he can. So Mark Roberts gets a valuable goal for North Melbourne, and they hang on.
Yes, it was a very, very good goal. He was held on to initially there, but did this very well, Mark Roberts. He's been on the bench. He was a good player last week against Essendon.
Ball up in the centre as players work hard to try and break clear.
Dwyer coming off and Fairley coming back on for North. Now Fairley's going down back. Dwyer was playing at forward. Maybe he's a loose man, Dwyer, or is he going to give Carey a spell?
Armstrong getting some touches in underneath. Oh, fantastic mark from Kickett. Just took it so casually with a very wet ball. Goes out towards O'Reilly. Simpson does the spoil on him. Clement runs hard at it, and the ball eventually over the line.
And Carey's going down forward, and Fairley down to the full-back position.
Boundary throw in centre wing. Kernan tries to push it with his left hand. Scott tries to go off the ground. Muir's there, having trouble picking it up. McManus goes off the ground to Burt. Good skills by the big fella. Throws it onto his left boot. Punched away from man. Carey down playing centre half back. As Don Scott's mentioned, Hunter can't get hold of it, and players really now slippery.
Scott's hurt himself. I think he's got up. He's grimacing. There he is in the foreground. Robert Scott, number 8 for North, not showing pain.
A boundary throw in, some 65 metres away from the Dockers' goal. Goes over the back of the ruckman. Kernahan taps it forward. Muir runs at it. Kernan comes along boundary side. Jones and Roberts again. This contest, same as before. Roberts has done him almost. No, Jones recovered with a second effort. So that's 1-1. Mark Roberts got a goal last time, and Jones has won this time.
Capuano on, as we see there. Kernan off for North Melbourne. Capuano started him on the ball, the first bounce down.
9 points the margin. Kick it again. Oopsie daisy. Kick it for a third time after Jones couldn't escape, and he's been pinked.
And the replays, you see there, kick it. He does tend to hold on to it just a little long on occasions. If you can keep running him down, you could get a turnover.
Now John Blakey with a wet ball looking for his second. He's kicking from 50. In towards full forward he goes, over the top. It bounces clear towards Roberts in the left forward pocket and is eventually taken over the line. A throw in that area. There's Danilchenko there also to help Roberts. Here's the throw in. Burton tries to belt it over the back to accommodate Mitchell. McManus soccers off the ground. It's going to be okay.
Archer down on the forward line. He went there in the last quarter last week against Essendon and kicked 3 goals, so they're hoping for a repeat performance, North Melbourne.
McManus held after the Parker kick reached him. Held illegally. He drifts it short to Hines. 3-time premiership player with Port Adelaide. Stint with the Eagles. Now trying to continue his career with the Dockers. The blood rule coming into effect on the North bench. And a throw in on the outer side. North, a win tonight will see them go to the top of the ladder. A win for the Dockers and they'll keep their faint finals hopes and aspirations alive. Kick again over the line. And North coming into the game very warm favourites. Something like 7-2 on National Sportsbook. 6-6 plays 4-9. Dockers leading. Here's an opportunity for Mitchell. In towards, he made plenty of ground, the big fella, but he couldn't take the mark. Soccer clear by Rowe. Inside 50, he keeps it in play, but Stevens is right on his hammer, and he takes him over the line.
Yes, valiant attempt then by Burton.
He's got great mobility for a big man. He surprised a lot of people last year in his debut year, especially early on.
Goes thump. Goes back to Laidley. Looks to go down the middle, but the ball goes off the side, the boot, out wing, and Parker first there. There's a bit of time. Pretty good shepherd from Hines from behind. Now swings the ball back in, but unfortunately has kicked it out on the full. Wayne Carey will take a kick. Just his third kick. He's had 6 handballs. So Carey kicks it back to the wing. Bandy over the top. He took a very good mark. Hines under pressure. Has McManus. Goes back onto his left foot. Terrific smothering. North Melbourne just put a bit of pressure on here. Muir in to help out. Freeborn's there putting him under heat. Once again, North probably win this. They have. They've got it another 10 or 15 metres. Goes to Simpson. Simpson hooks the ball back. And unfortunately, very wide. No one in the goal square at all. And out on the full.
Conditions such as this, better just to kick the ball on, keep it going towards goal.
1 minute remaining.
Dwyer about to come back on. He's coming off. Is it Simpson? Maybe.
Clement to the outer side and over the line. Despite the rain, good crowd here at the Wacker tonight. There's Daniel Bandy. Also there was Capuano, Rock.
Freeborn that's come off, not Simpson. Dwyer comes on. North.
So there's Glenn Freeborn. Capuano misses. Rock also missed. Armstrong tried to get it out. Kick it, couldn't take it. But Dwyer, a chance to push towards Schwass. He runs into Waterhouse, goes back for it again, and tries the old handball around the row neck trick. Now I'll just put the neck back in place, and he does.
Dandy and Capuano. North have increased or decreased their lead by only 1 point, so it's almost been a 50-50 quarter as Hines gives up the ball under pressure and kicks it out on the full. Dwyer brings the ball back in. We're really down the last few seconds now. Hard to see a score coming in these last moments. And there is the siren. Right on the 50-metre line for North Melbourne. In a quarter that had the Dockers kicking a couple of goals early. Then
So here we go, second half. It'll be thrown up as the umpire has indicated for Burton and McKernan. It's won by the latter. First goal is very important in this second half. Delaney working hard, so too was Edwards. It's still in the middle of the ground with Rowe, taken by Armstrong. Short to Roberts. He can't pick up that slippery ball. It's like a piece of soap. Delaney discovers that too, and eventually it's socket off the ground, only as far as Wayne
What
Schwartz.
North Melbourne doing, getting all their players up the ground. They've only got a half-forward line, nobody in the semicircle, the 50-metre semicircle.
Schwartz towards the 50, and a big mark taken by Corey McKernan. They storm back now towards goal, and he lets one go. He doesn't get onto it. It's loose off the side of the boot, and Danilchenko sees it over the line.
Fairly quickly off the ground for North Melbourne, and coming on his freeborn.
boundary throw-in. No addition to the score this third quarter. And rucks to go at it. In fact, Danilchenko will perhaps do the ruck work with Burt. And does. Just contest. That was good enough. Callahan gives it off to Hines. Hines running across the goal square. Goes very wide. And keeping his feet is Dwyer. Comes back inside. There's a lot of old North players there, and Laidley. So Laidley will kick from just outside 50. The first real chance here for North. Kicks just going to fall short. Burt belts it backhand style and hits the base of the post. So first score to North as to behind, and the margin now to 8 points.
Will Clement go long? Going long from these kickouts.
Heads to the outer side. Wants his big man. Spider-Burt. Parker there with him. McManus also. There he is, Spider.
Here he's still at centre half back. He's gone back to centre half back on Peter Mann. Robert Scott is going with Mitchell in the back pocket.
Callahan can't pick it up. Finishes up lying on the ground. And again, Socker towards the boundary line. McManus is quick. Parker there also. It's Parker who takes it over the line. There's the North bench with, of course, John Longmire looking on.
The runner's gone out to Mark Roberts, North Melbourne runner. Let's wait and see what happens.
Burton wins it. Chisholm's away. Wide to the outer side, and too wide. It's out on the full, so again North will get the chance to bring it back in. There's a long way, Carey, from home. Puts them inside 50. Centering kick to half forward. Spider goes alone, but he can't take the mark. Tries to soccer off the ground. Not out of it yet, the Dockers. Freeborn couldn't pick it up. At the bottom was Danilchenko. Dwyer got a boot to it. That was all. Laidley at the bottom tries to shovel it out. Armstrong round his body. One behind.
Maybe Roberts is going to onto the ball, and McKernan staying down forward.
I was just thinking, with these sort of conditions in winter and better grounds now, I wonder if some sort of Velcro attachment to the football could be a modern invention.
What to do with that?
Well, it'll be easy for the players to pick it up. I mean, you were different in your playing days. You've been different ever since.
And you are real different.
Jones. Kicks. Roberts comes late. Big fella stands his ground. Edwards gives it off to McManus. McManus is running. Support there from Callahan. Cleverly keeps it inside. Back to Delaney. Now that puts him in trouble. There's really one too many then. And great pressure then from Mann. And it's called deliberately handballing out of bounds. Well, they do pick him out, don't they? It is surprising. Blakey under pressure. Really, where else could he go? Ball into centre half forward. Punched away. coming to meet it. Riley, hands and knees. And Roberts just gets a kick around the corner. Danilchenko attacks it, gives it to Scott. Oh, it's one-on-one here. Archer now playing up forward. Kicked off the ground there by Simpson. Races on now. Jones, kicker keeps his feet. Freeborn comes in from the side, pushes him out beautifully. Kicks, turns, and swinging back, and has just missed. So quick transference of play by North, and another point.
It's his third.
And they really are mounting up. 4-12.
Just thinking about these connotations, sorry to come back to you, about the Velcro on the football. Would you put some on the glove or the boot as well, so then it'd stick?
Well, it might be. It might be a substance like they use on the gloves now. And it just might make for a better game. And I knew you thought laterally about the game, Don, so I thought I'd ask you first.
Dwyer, gentlemen, takes the mark, goes into half forward, and that one's stuck. That's Blakey. So John Blakey now will have a shot directly in front, and this can tie the scores up.
Blakey, unusual kicking style when he went for his other down at the other end of the ground. He really put the head over and kind of ran out to the right and put the ball back.
From 42 metres, John Blakey's drop punt. He starts it right, looks pretty good. No, just misses to the right. So another opportunity, 4-13. Plays 6-6. They've added 4 behinds already in this quarter as Clement again goes to the outer side towards Burton, who tries to swat it over the back, but it bounces in the front towards Callaghan. Roberts a chance. Decides to do it on his own, gives it towards McKernan. It's a high kick under pressure. He'll take it himself. Belted clear. The Dockers aren't out of it yet though. North still have it in their 50. Chisholm comes in over the top of Blakey. And a ball up on the 50 for North.
Well, the pluses are that North Melbourne are controlling this the third quarter. I know it's on the early stages, just not capitalising on the ball. But if you work on percentages, it'll come your way.
Blakey again, kick partly smothered. Armstrong off the ground. This will go close. Which way will it bounce? Away to the left. And another one. Jiminy cricket.
It's his third point.
4-14. So the margin now 4 points. Pretty hard work to do this, to get the lead back by points. But they have been going long. They went short early, but the rain has just made Clement go longer. Now he comes out wider. That's good. It's smart, intelligent play and finds kicker. So this is the first one they've controlled for a while from the second position. Burton and McKernan. Burton taps it over the back. Stevens taps it towards the boundary line. And Rowe also pushes it over the line. So 3 taps there, Don, and that makes a lot of water like we've got on the ground tonight. Boundary throwing. Put down, held onto, was Rock in underneath there on Edwards. So the free kick going to Anthony Rock. Centre wing, and once again the Dockers just having trouble breaking across this centre line. There's Rock, now looks back in the Archer direction. Roberts is there as well. Archer late fly, almost got it, falls to Roberts, tries to go off the ground, does now. Dwyer flips the ball out. Plenty of players in there, 5, 6, 7. Armstrong somehow or other gets it out, goes to Stevens. Stevens hooks the ball back, and that is a goal. North hit the front.
Well, at long last, he was on his favourite foot, Anthony Stevens, and they are working in packs, hoping they'll break out North Melbourne. It did on that occasion. You see they're very slippery, the ball. Finally comes out Armstrong. And an open goal. Everybody, as you can see on that occasion, down the ground for North Melbourne.
So North Melbourne, for the first time in this game, hit the front and they go charging down towards Dwyer and Archer once again. They're inside 50. Pressure now suddenly on the Dockers as Clement tries to get it towards his teammate in Delaney. He lost it. Roberts held it for a fraction too long, but gets it away. This could be another one. Archer takes the hand pass from Dwyer and North are suddenly clear.
It's interesting what they're doing. I mentioned about their open forward line. At that time, they had 5 across half forward, North Melbourne. Nobody on the full forward line at all. And then the break's on, and you see there, Dwyer and Archer getting down into the full forward line, but they're starting well up the ground, North Melbourne. Again, 5 across half forward. Nobody in the 50-metre semicircle.
Here's very quickly, North go to 8 points in front. Kerner with another great leap in the centre. Armstrong just kicks it forward. Archer attacks the ball. Terrific stuff. Kick it. Goes back to Hines. Hines goes out. Rock advantage position. Schwash wants his left side and gets that player. And a terrific mark then from Stevens, or almost paid. Quite grab hold of it. Great effort. Rock. There's enough support there. Schwash taps the ball. Really did give it up then. Delaney breaks through. Here's a chance for the Dockers. Goes out very wide to Mann. Mann just kicks the ball very high indeed. Players come and Anderson does well. So boundary throw in. There's Harding. Greg Harding coming on and replacing Clemens. Boundary throw in. Here we are. Carey and Mann. Mann taps it over the back. Mitchell throws it beautifully. Can't get through and is caught. Good play, North. Chisholm also caught. So the North defence now standing pretty tall at the moment. Ball on the ground. And really does come out the back. Once again, met solidly. Swash.
North Melbourne have got all their players down, and there's nobody forward of the centre now. Really causing a congested game.
They lead by 8 points. And doing the ruck work, McManus towards the boundary line. 12 and a half minutes to go. This third quarter at the moment has been dominated by North Melbourne. Fremantle has not scored. Carey, Mann, Laidley at the back, McManus in front, Chisholm over the top. Callahan there also. Pretty messy stuff with Muir falling all over the top. And coming in is Grant Vernon to take charge of proceedings.
Yes, Don, I agree with you. They've just stopped the flow of the Dockers, haven't they? They've just packed.
Well, just since quarter time that they've done that. It's not a bad pulley on a night like tonight.
It's when their last score came. 19 and a half minutes into the second quarter. Rose slung, but gets his kick. It's going to be wide, though. It's out of bounds on the full, but it doesn't matter because Rock had taken the mark anyway. So from the back pocket, he goes close to the man on the mark, and he gets very good distance towards Roberts. Waiting down in front is Schwass. A high kick back towards Danilchenko and Co in the middle. No one able to take it cleanly. Hines was there. Oh, beautifully picked up, pushed towards the 50. An opportunity for Delaney. It's off the side of the boot. It's high, and Laidley will take the mark. North with Mickey Martin going. Will get out of trouble again. He flicks it round his body. Blakey is away. Almost had his head ripped off. He's recovered. He puts them inside 50. Who's going to be first? Archer again. This could be another one. And it is for North Melbourne.
Well, he's done the job past couple of weeks, Archer. Going onto the forward line, as I mentioned, 3 goals last week. They all came in the last quarter, and he's kicked his second. Maybe a little fortunate here. He offered the contest. It was there. He was the only one to maintain his footing. But they did that well. A lot cleaner, that passage of play from Martin to Blakey. Blakey long to a contest. And North Melbourne have scored their 7th.
So Fremantle now looking for the belief factor as a team, as North really have challenged in this quarter. Laidley tries to get through plenty of traffic to McKernan and just unloads it quick and direct. The ball bounces, not very kindly for Simpson, and Danilchenko sees it out. Once again to Clement, getting ready to come back on. And the North Melbourne forward pocket, probably 30 odd metres from goal. Danilchenko does the ruck work again this time. Tries to get Burton out of it. Comes to Callaghan, and Callaghan to Mann almost. Peter Mann now being picked up by Wayne Carey. former teammates at North Melbourne. Just running into each other there accidentally, I'm sure, Don. Here we go. McKernan. It's a beautiful leap, isn't it? Just a great natural leap. Rock. Chisholm working hard. Kerry protects it over the line, right on the interchange area, as Clement waits to be interchanged. And Scotty Chisholm had a pretty good night.
Fremantle still to score in this third quarter. On centre wing. Burt, McKernan, Carey. Chisholm couldn't take it. Stevens at the back. Long kick. Penetrating that forward zone once again. Oh, here's the danger man. Archer. Bending it back, but not enough, Donald.
Yes, as soon as it left his boot, he knew it wasn't going to score. Big one. Not happy with himself. He believed he could have done it, Glenn Archer. It's his first black mark. 2 goals, 1.
7:15. Those 6-6. They've kicked 3 goals, 6 so far this quarter, North Melbourne, and they haven't finished yet. Here he is again. Archer, centering kick. Now they got the players here. Dwyer came in from the side. Couldn't take it on the chest. The Dockers try and lock it up. And almost ridden into the ground.
He was ridden into the ground too.
Gee. Not...
It was a stiff one. Umpire said he held onto the ball, didn't make an effort.
So Freeborn on the mark. And that kick is wide. Chisholm skis over the line in towards the gutter where Dwayne Lamb would be sitting in absolute comfort as our boundary rider.
There's a locking of arms.
It's Burt just out of the game a bit. Scott nearly pinched it. McManus works hard with him, tries to go off the ground. Edwards wants support, hasn't got any. Archer, the man of the moment, close to the boundary line, working hard. Scott goes back inside, gives it up to McManus, stands, turns, and kicks it very high. Kerry with a punch, slides off the wrist.
Okay.
Then Swash really was in trouble. Now spins back. Oh, the kick almost finds Scott. Caught, handcuffed, absolutely handcuffed was McManus. And another bounce.
How's it down there on the boundary, Dwayne?
Actually, guys, I've had to move. I'm up in the bar behind the windows. It's very warm up here. I can see everything, but
You spend most of the game there anyhow, Dwayne, don't you?
it helps the cold.
McKernan. Oh, that's a free kick. Not paid. Well, amazingly, Delaney gets it and kicks it up in the air. Almost. And then Carey goes to the boundary line. Picked up beautifully by Mitchell. Mitchell swings back. Centre half forward he's looking for. Over players heads to Callaghan. Callaghan on the run. Stevens comes at him. Now he can stop, cop and prop and kick a magnificent goal.
Yes, well, we can see the reason to actually crowd the game up, because when they get it out in the open, they are very dangerous, aren't they? And here is the space being here it is, Callaghan, the space is there, and they use it really, really well. And that's a good goal under these conditions. And North Melbourne will have to close it up once again.
Back to a 9-point margin here at the Wacker on Saturday Night Football on 7 Sport. McKernan wins the tap, but who can take it out of the centre? Bounces away from Simpson. Dwyer to Scott, to half forward for North. Can they answer? The hurried kick is by Archer. He's the man of the moment in that forward line, but Danilchenko won't get there in time. And the behind is conceded.
It's interesting that North Melbourne brought Simpson up into midfield after that goal was scored. They're going to try and close it up once again.
10-point
Simpson
ball
was
game.
down at the full forward position as the regulation full forward.
And under 8.5 minutes remaining in this third quarter. McKernan, what an athlete. Oh, he pumps it high and long. Back to half forward. Danilchenko is there, so too is Archer. Gives it across to Simpson from a standing start. He pumps them forward. Which way will it bounce? He doesn't get the kind leg break to the right hand. And it is one behind. 7-17.
The last time I saw a team play like this was Fitzroy at Waverley in a final when David Parkin was coach. He had them all up the ground. And Mickey Conlon was the first to get back with his great space. It's a good idea on certain occasions.
Yes, here we go, at the back, Delaney using the space that he found. McManus comes over the top and knocks it out of bounds. Yes, did it work, Don?
Well, it did. Well, Mick just couldn't get back there on a couple of occasions, but it does if you've got a good, a very quick man. But it was only used that once.
And they won the game?
I can't remember, it was too long ago, Right. It was when I was a younger man.
With hair?
Yes, a lot.
Ends up with Swash. Kicks the ball round, very high ball. Players have to sit and wait. Oh, there's just a huge pack. Roberts waits down. Armstrong caught, gets a kick away of sorts. Coming at it is Danilchenko. Back to Stevens. Kicks the ball forward. Oh, surely a mark. And it is. And this is Anthony Dwyer.
Nearly took a chest mark earlier. Dwyer in a similar situation down on the goal square. Just didn't hang on to it.
So Anthony Dwyer just hasn't kicked a goal this year. It's just this is just his second game for the year. So here he comes. Kick from about 35 metres. Rain's still falling here. And Anthony Dwyer kicks and has pushed it right. So another behind. Amazingly, 18 now. And they're creeping out that margin, and it's back to 2 goals, Don, but it's in fact 12 points.
Yeah, 25 to 13 shots.
Harding brings it back into play, and it's okay. Finds Clement on the outer side in the sleeting rain. He'll kick towards centre wing. The galloping hat-rack is there. He just tries to flick it over the back. It's too far for Schwass, and it's too far for Brad Rowe. Have a throw in on the outer side. A lot of football played in Perth today, with South Australia coming over to play the West Australian Football League, and incidentally giving them a nice old toweling. Toweling being the operative word here. Here's Chisholm. Started sensationally with a lightning goal. Goes to half forward. Martin got a fist on it over Hunter. Towards the boundary line goes King and Callaghan and co. And it's over once more. Under 6 minutes remaining. North holding firm. Chisholm tries to get clear, but it's not easy in there, as Delaney discovered. Armstrong tried to soccer up the ground and had a fresh air shot. Like Malcolm on the second at Barwon Heads, it wasn't easy.
Did all right on Wednesday, Sandy. He was only 3 off the pace. He nearly won the comp at Sorrento.
I've heard a whisper, though.
He's a bandit of 14. They're not happy.
The word's out now. Mann and Carey, McManus and Blakey. You've got the right of reply if you want it.
Well, you can't if you're a shoot.
It's very nice. Very nice indeed. So it's Carey and Mann. Mann does well over the back to Rowe. Gives it back to Mann. Here's a go. Here's a shot. That is very close. That is just missed. So really out of nowhere on the boundary line, Peter Mann manufactured a shot at goal. And unfortunately for the Dockers, just a behind resulted.
Gee, they're a hardy lot, these Fremantle supporters, aren't they? They've been in this rain all day. All night, I should say.
Yes, Lately goes out.
I was going to use a blighties in then. It's a different type of rain that falls over here, isn't it?
Yes, it's sort of wetter than most places, I believe. It's a bit like your golfing stories, Don. Very wet indeed. Anthony Stevens kicks along the wing. McKernan, the only leaper, really can't get hold of it. Running through the back. Here's a go. Terrific stuff then from North to get it forward. And tap back into the path of Blakey. Throws it onto his boot. McManus will be first back. Kickett wants to Shepherd. Simpson gets around him. Now Archer. Third
not
for the
another
quarter.
one.
No, poster.
Oh, really?
There's a free kick. Coming back, a free kick to Kickett. and in fact 50 metres, so must have been a free kick off the ball. Chris Mitchell knows what's going on. McManus now knows, and Glenn Archer hasn't got his third, and a disappointment for the North fans.
It's a nice old 52. McManus is going to kick this ball over the centre. In fact, goes to the outer wing because Clement was there. Found the slippery ball a little too challenging in that position. Picked up by Stevens again, and again he pumps them down towards Blakey. What a mark! Oh, he plays on John Blakey. He's on fire. Kicks towards full forward. Harding drops back for the Dockers and defends grimly with a hand pass over the top to accommodate O'Reilly. He wanted Jones, but he went underground. So now they're out of trouble. For the moment anyway, it's Delaney going into the centre. Here is the speed machine. Burton. He can't take it. McKernan steals it. Ronald Biggs to full forward once again. North are set to pounce. Archer is there. Danilchenko is there. And it is finally the Dockers who will come away.
Oh, they're going the old caper again.
Almost there. Delaney to Rowe, and he marks almost down to centre wing.
Brad Rowe swings back inside. He goes to centre half forward. Mann and Kerry. Mann works Kerry underneath the ball. Hits Callahan on the foot and out of bounds. Oh, I must have read that. I thought it came off Callahan's foot. Must have been a North player. Anyhow, Waterhouse has got it and kicks it straight to Kerner. So disappointing then from Waterhouse. Had a very good second quarter, Don. Took a couple of nice marks in the wet.
He's just got to adjust to the game. He's only a youngster.
McKernan wobbles it forward. Scott in front. Rock reads it off the ground pretty well. Gives it to Anderson. Kicks it to an open space. Roberts and O'Reilly both miss it. Archer's just had a picnic this quarter to Rock. Back to Archer. Misses him because it's hard to handball off the centre in wet conditions. Now Chisholm pinches it. Screws the ball around. Callahan races to it. Freeborn's there as well. Hunter and Martin. Great contest towards the boundary line and eventually forced over.
They still look dangerous, the Dockers. They're not out of this game when they start to open up. As a free kick going Dockers' way, Callahan. Shows a bit of pace across the ground, Callahan.
Gee whiz, no wonder why Dennis Pagan in front of us just recently will just build the table a bit. Anyhow, just quite see what that was for too. Can't get it. Kerry can and kicks back, very luckily back to the centre half forward area, and Scott marks it.
Plays on quickly to Armstrong. He loses it initially, but then soccers it clear, and there'll be a throw in on the outer side. So with two and a half minutes remaining.
Well, there's been a couple of frees against North, and I'm just a bit mystified. None of us have seen it.
No, it's been interesting. King gives it away. Here's a chance now for North, as Armstrong pumps it up towards the half-forward line once again. Sits nicely for Hardy, but his hand pass goes astray. Roberts intercepts, push wide towards Simpson. Clement is there with him. The latter pokes it wide. That was to Jones. Back again to Clement, still on the outer side. Which way will he go? Eventually he decides to go short, and he finds Scott Edwards. He's down to centre wing. He's got a bit of room. Edwards balled around a couple of times. He's run a long way. He's still going. Now gets it away to Delaney. 75 metres from home is Tony Delaney. In towards centre half forward. McKernan. Burton. McKernan had front spot. Hunter through, but without the football. Carey. Floating hand pass is good to Anderson. He comes wide towards the wing. Here comes Blakey. And there goes Blakey. Over the line.
So badly thrown right on the interchange bench. Just out of it by a metre. And gee, a few players then looked a bit tired. It's been a hard night, hard on the legs. Sapping turf here at the Wacker with the rain. It's been terrifically hard work for the players. Over the back is Parker. Burst clear, pushes off. That's pretty good play. Now goes back into centre half forward. Kerry late, dropped the chest mark, can't get hold of it. They work it around pretty well though, and the kick comes around towards Rock, through his legs and out of bounds. So Glenn Freeborn now dropping back. Tried to find Rock then. Kernan and Burton. Big belt. Sets up McManus. Blakey just really bowls him out the way. Does it pretty well in the end. Comes back. Kick in towards centre half forward. O'Reilly almost. Roberts in underneath. And all players then stack it up right on the corner of the square. And this 11-point ball game where North are leading 7-18 to 7-7.
McKernan again with Burton, or it could have been a free kick to McManus. Play on as Armstrong kicks North inside 50 once more. Roberts is there, but it's Edwards who sockers off the ground. Stevens will be first to this one. Harding gives chase. Stevens, a short little chip, is going to be okay. Rock's got a bit of space. He has a look down towards Danilchenko territory. He was shoved out of it, and he'll get a free kick.
Yes, he definitely was. Yes, there's not much argument here.
So Danilchenko a chance to put North 17 points clear with only 7 seconds remaining.
2 goals last week. Jason off the bench tonight.
13-7 he kicked coming into this game for the season. He can take all the time in the world now because the siren has sounded. Jared Neesham already out on the ground with his support staff. But the action is with Danilchenko. To the hoots of the crowd, he misses. One behind goes on the board for North, so they haven't been short of them in this quarter. In fact, they have kicked 10. They have kicked 3 goals, 10 for the term. They went from 4-9 to 7-19. But they have turned that deficit into a very handy lead in these conditions. So at 3/4 time, let's check the scores. It is North Melbourne. A win tonight here will take them to the top of the ladder. 7-19, 61, leading Fremantle 7-7, 49. Thrown up by Chris Mitchell. Ooh. And a shove in the back has not gone unnoticed. Be taken by Muir. Kicked a goal in the first quarter. David Muir in his 17th game. First goal is going to be so important to the Dockers if they're going to stay in this game. Schwass a little toe poke and delicately done to bounce it in front of the line and then force another throw in. Been an amazing round of football so far with Geelong rewriting the record books. Fitzroy, as though they're going out the back door, and Sydney springing Carlton. Free kick picked up for holding on. Muir got a free kick only minutes ago in the middle. He's got another one here on centre wing. David Muir to right half forward, and that's a good strong mark taken by Freeborn. He plays on to Wayne Schwass. Schwass goes to the outer side. Anderson is his target. He couldn't take it. Mick Martin sensibly off the ground, fires it out in front of Roberts. He's on centre wing. Danilchenko comes to meet it. He soccers it over the line. And another throw in to take place. There's the Williamstown fisherman. Well, he'll be suited in these conditions. Ian Fairley.
This boundary throwing. Bandy and Ruck now on McKernan. Goes to ground. McKernan does well. Picks it up. Just throws it onto the boot. Goes forward. Scott gives it off to Stevens. Comes back. Swings around. Here's a race. Archer with Jones. This will be interesting. Archer pushed off by Jones. Does pretty well in the end. And gives it back to Hines. Tries to buy a bit of time for himself. Now handball's in the path of Jones. Comes round towards boundary sign. He really needs to kick it here. Doesn't do very much with it. Blakey in over the footy. Grabbed high. Then unloads it with a handball towards the 50-metre line. And the players see it out probably 60 metres from the North Melbourne goal. So
Coming off for North Melbourne is Simpson. As Sandy mentioned earlier, Fairley on. Fairley's gone to full back.
Once again to McKernan. Picking up kicks now. Burton was getting those earlier. Now playing on Bandy. Great jump from Anderson.
Oh,
no.
no.
And rightly so called play on. by umpire Stewart.
Robert Scott was on. He saw him, Anderson. It was clear, but he just couldn't execute the handball in these wet conditions. Better to go back and have your kick. You'll learn next time. It was an excellent mark. He's been playing down back Anderson in the third quarter. Takes a good mark. Then he spots Scott. Tries to play on in front of us.
So defensive 50-metre line. Kick it. Goes
There's
direct to
holding.
centre half forward. Through Kerry and Mann. And then ridden into the ground. Surely a free kick to Callahan. Now comes out wide to Hunter. It's not a bad kick. It's a lovely kick, actually. Pressure from Martin was good. Falls to Kerry. Kerry goes towards the wing. Players come to meet the footy. Waterhouse has to wait. Taps it back to himself. That's clever stuff in these conditions. Can't quite kick it right. Doesn't hit the ball in the middle. And the ball at ground level, very difficult to pick up. Mann, confronted by Freeborn, to Callahan. Goes to the front of the square. This is a chance for the Dockers. Big Burton in front. Tapped beautifully back to Chisholm through Burton's legs. Martin running into Hunter, and the ball goes back to Hines. He can't get it either. Oh, you really shouldn't laugh. I mean, it is tough. Slippery ball indeed. Archer hard at it, so was Waterhouse, and that is good play.
You see, that's why Archer is a good player in these conditions, the way he went after that ball then.
Parker gives it to Hines. It's a high kick towards 50. They've got to sit and wait. Eventually it comes out towards Kickett. He's claimed Rowe behind his back and then lost it. Another ball up, just about in the centre. No score so far in this final quarter. Stuart Weng's wearing 22 today, and he's got his birthday tomorrow. So hopefully he would have dried out by then. Mitchell wide to centre wing, taken by Harding into half forward. It is just a soaked scramble. Martin and Mann. Mickey takes him on, tries to get through and can't.
Dockers not out of this game. Still a danger.
Yes, the next goal just so important to both sides. Kick it straight up in the air. Blakey called to play on. And well, where's Burton? He's at the back. Tries not to mark, but to dump it forward. Loses it. North clear to the outer side. They come wide to the half-back flank. Stevens leads in the race. He won't get there in time. And over it goes.
Schwass is now down at full forward, running down there.
Kernan contesting the throw in, taken by Edwards, and he puts it out of bounds on the full. Scott Edwards.
Now Delanchenko's gone down there. Schwass playing a little in front of him. So those two have got a lot of space to lead into, because all the rest of the team is up forward of the centre square.
Stevens is going to take the kick towards Roberts on centre wing. O'Reilly was right there with him. Archer over the line. McKernan does well, got front spot, then flicks it out the back towards Archer. Look at Waterhouse attacking him.
Look at the way that he goes in Archer. It's terrific.
It's a job Dwayne Lamb will be after.
I don't know what Dwayne's moaning about. Daniel Bandy. Stevens to half forward. A chance now for Freeborn, but Callahan is there. Well done by Freeborn to actually get a boot to it. Pushes it inside 50. O'Reilly slaps it out the back door. Maybe he got the call from Parker. He's equal to the task. Towards Callahan once again. Can't get away with it. Back to Anderson. Round his body towards Roberts. Couldn't take the chest mark. Was under a ton of pressure. So too is this Dockers defence at the moment. Schwass
he's
towards
done it, I think.
goal. Yes! That could be the one that breaks the Camels back. 8-19 plays 7-7.
Well, he hasn't had a good night by his standards, Wayne Schwass. But there's Anderson once again. He's been a good player tonight, Anderson. Should have just kept going there, Delanchenko. Excellent kick. We had to wait a long time for the umpire to get the all clear. But Schwass was happy with it as soon as he left his boot.
Yeah, Swain Swash moved up forward. It's a very important goal in this last quarter. Players finding it difficult. Great work then from the Dockers, and ends up with kick it. The ball wobbles off the boot. Laidley comes at it. Chisholm's got hold of him to Rowe. Oh, they can share this if they wish. Once again, handball if it's not spot on. Doesn't find the mark, but Mann goes back towards the goal square. Stevens starting to get possessions in their second half. The kick smothered, follows up brilliantly, almost gets out.
Should have got a free.
Back to Chisholm. Chisholm dances around, kicks at the goal, and Fairley gets a fingernail on it, and just across for a behind. And Scotty Chisholm. And makes that margin just that point closer, but really need goals now. Carey in front. Big fella Burton taps it back. Kick it. Finds some space. From 30 metres out, kicks and has got it. First goal to Dale Kickett, and that really was the one the Dockers needed. It's an 11-point ball game again.
Well, Dale Kickett is the highest disposal getter. He averages about 21 kicks for the Dockers. Gets the ball a little bit more than anyone else, and there he's done it very, very well. Kickett, a lot of skill, likes running off half-back, but now up on the forward line. McManus about to come on for the Dockers. What change is going to be made? The runner is now going out to make a change. It might be Burton coming off.
So here we go, back in the middle again as the Dockers come back, and it's picked up by Kickett once more. He kicks down towards the 50. Callaghan goes to ground, spooned away by Mann, back towards half forward. Chisholm is there also, but he can't get a crack at the footy. Laidley can. Gets a hurry kick towards Blakey. Waterhouse is with him. Blakey leads in the race. Waterhouse right on his hammer. Well done by the youngster. Tried to pull it back. Blakey in there once more, so too Scott and Anderson. They combine. Scott has it on the outer side. He steadies and tumbles a punt over the centre towards McKernan. Beautifully trapped in these conditions. Kick not quite as he wanted, however. Danilchenko does well to take it. He gives it to Stevens. Stevens pumps them inside 50, but straight down the throat of O'Reilly.
Fairley has come off, and so has Burton. They're going man for man. Simpson's come on with McManus.
Hines, oh, what a mark by Stevens. Plays on. Has got Schwass down at half forward. He was taken high, and he'll be free kick.
Game starting to open up just a little bit in the last quarter. They're starting to find a bit of space.
Only 11 points in it. Schwass inside 50 once more. At the back is Roberts. He can't quite keep it in play. Well, under 12 minutes remaining. And still anyone's game. Then Archer picks himself up. He's limping slightly. We've got a throw in the left forward pocket. Danilchenko looks to get front spot. Archer limps after that ball. He's not 100%. And another throw in. He's not 70%.
Yes, 30 metres around from the north goal. Swash tries to get the handball back to Scott. Somehow or other screws the ball back and falls to McKernan. Call play on. Throws it onto the boot. Oh, almost a great attempt there from Anderson. Now, Parker is away. Has players in the middle. Once again, Stevens there to cut him out. Laidley out wide. Anderson has it. Fair income acre to work in.
Oh.
Can't quite pick it up now. Oh, caught. It's 3 on 2 out there. You'd think North could win this. Rock comes in to help. They do move it forward. O'Reilly to the ground. Now McKernan taps it back through his leg. And Hines goes to the safety of the boundary line. So they're forced to pressure and they've kept it in their forward line. And this rain really, from that first quarter, hasn't stopped on.
It's incredible. Water, a lot of water laying around as we're coming in tonight too. You see from the airport, so they've had a lot of rain over here in the airport.
Waterhouse does well. Riley also does well by pushing his opponent off to Jones. Now to Clement. This is an interesting build-up to Chisholm. Chisholm wants to go and does. Callaghan in front. Tries to tap it back and through the pack. Terrific stuff here by Freeborn. Kicks and has found Stevens.
Good kick under the conditions too.
Adam Simpson it is, gets it back again. Now kicks on his left foot, and Clement sits and waits. Can't get hold of it. Falls over the back to Swash. Tremendous pressure on that defence. Nearly pinched there by Danilchenko.
Good tackle.
Now it comes back to Clement, and Clement can clear.
He can, but he goes very wide and finishes over the line. It was touched before it went over. So another throw-in. 10 minutes remaining, 11 points the margin. Muir can't get through. Bandy also caught, and the umpire will come in and take charge. That's Stuart Wen. As Delaney comes back onto the ground at the expense of Edwards. McKernan, Muir. Muir again. Pickett couldn't take it. Anderson also without it. Pickett another chance. Parker tries to surge the ball forward. It's like a rugby scrum in there now. Pickett working very hard. Held it for a long time. Danilchenko out of the mire. McKernan running back with the flight of the ball. Archer gives it back to Anderson again. North are threatening. Down towards Schwartz. He's caught. He's ridden into the ground and he's been pinged.
John Blake is in the hands of the trainers back in the square.
Clement wide to Jones. Jones towards Harding. He's on half back. Now moves towards Mann on centre wing. Can't take the mark. Plenty of attention from David King. And another throw. North grimly hanging on. With under 9 minutes left.
Boundary throw in. McKernan's doing good work. In front, Dwyer falls over. Kick it. Last goal kicker for the Fremantle side. Gives it off to Mann. Mann goes back in towards centre half forward. Chisholm. Oh, that is a terrific mark under these conditions. He really has looked lively. Wants to hurry it on, but can't. Laidley stands the mark aggressively, hands in the air, and forces him back.
No!
Then smothers the ball. Mann, there for support, goes back in. Blakey has to stand his ground and punches away. Terrific tap back. Near to Chisholm again, and kick it. Gives it up to Kerry, and Kerry just goes bang in the air. Bandy has to wait. Anderson attacks it hard, falls to rock.
Oh,
the ball goes back to centre half forward. Waterhouse, terrific handball. Goes out to O'Reilly. Bandy, ball straight through his hands and hits him in the head. Blakey goes off the ground. Danilchenko in chase. With him is Parker, and Danilchenko happy to soccer it over the line.
North
I
fans.
can't believe that Schwash in front then is man all over him. Not paid the fee.
Here's Jason Danilchenko. Time ticking away now for the Dockers. They need the next goal badly. Waterhouse pumps it wide towards half forward. North now defending grimly. Freebon on all fours. Caught is Simpson. The kicker tries to slap it back, and he does so. Socket off the ground by McManus. Down towards Chisholm. Another one by Stevens. They wanted the mark paid. It wasn't. Waterhouse picks it up now. Wobbles it to half forward. He's got them inside 50. He's got them in with a chance. Caught was Rowe. He gave it away. Callaghan a fine tackle. Oh, almost a kicking in danger. And it's been picked up. Going against Wayne Carey.
Why didn't he play the one earlier if that's the case?
Callaghan has a chance to close the gap for the Dockers. He's kicked 2 goals. So let's see what he can do. From 46 metres, it looks pretty good. In towards full forward, and over the top it's touched and one behind.
A lot of wrestling going on in the goal square. Laidley and Chisholm. Dirty part of our game.
They kick in King. McManus from behind. Very hard in these conditions. Does well though to come back. Screws the ball back around. Blakey goes the fist. Caught is Muir. Man can't quite get hold of it, and Armstrong there to hit out, to help out. And
North might be advised to get everybody up around the ball.
10-point. There's Fremantle really hanging in, and as are North. Been a handy contributor tonight, Peter Mann, with Carey. Well done, Simpson. Callahan picks it up and goes towards goal. In front, Simpson almost. It's been exciting most of the night. Martin goes towards the boundary line, and players scramble all over.
Danilchenko coming off the ground for North. Capuano back on. Here's a chance for Muir. Smothered off the boot. Play on will be the call. Muir may get another chance. He's tucked right in the pocket and he's been taken out. Throw in the right forward pocket. Tell you what. The coach is not a happy one at times. It's still in the forward pocket, and it's now over the line. Are you cool and calm, Malcolm?
Yes, the North Melbourne coaching bench just in front of us, and Dennis just trying to get a message through. Dennis Bacon, that is, to his runner, who's just apparently done something not quite what he asked for.
So from the throw-in, Harding appeared to be held. He sits over that ball now. Eventually it comes out the back, and the umpire comes in to take charge. There's Dwyer with 5.5 minutes left, and that wasn't so subtle by Simpson.
And the boundary throwing. Kernan back. Well done by Stevens. Just half pinched that. Ball smothered. Goes back into amongst the players where it came from. Hines handballs as he falls to the ground, and McKernan happy to see it over. So just over 5 minutes, and this dour struggle that it has been for these sides. Fremantle getting away to a flyer, and North Melbourne just gradually pegging in the back. Dominating the third quarter. Now lead by 10 points. Hines caught high, and a free kick. 75 metres from goal. And in these conditions, you'd almost think 3 kicks rather than 2. There's one of them, goes to O'Reilly. So gaining a lot of ground. Very wet centre patch area. Falls about the 40-metre mark. Big fly from Waterhouse. Falls to kick it. Can he get through to Chisholm? He can. And Chisholm has missed.
There's a bit of a problem up there. Chisholm had a great battle with Laidley. Going half forward, he's almost presenting himself.
From the kick in, it's Laidley who finds a rock, who goes to the outer side. The diving mark by Roberts is okay. He'll hold it up on half back to Rock, who has a little time to look up over the centre. Just a little too far for Schwartz. Harding at the back gives it to Muir. He heads back to the outer half-back flank. Wasn't a good kick for Peter Mann, and he sees it over the line. Mann kicked a goal in the second quarter. Now got 14 for the season. 8-10 plays 8-19. What a slog it has been. But North are set to go to the top of the table. Bandy almost got it to Waterhouse. Intercepted by Schwartz. Long kick up towards the 50 by Wayne Schwartz. Hines caught by Archer. Had a purple patch in the third quarter to Glenn Archer.
And North Melbourne got everybody up. They're out of the 50-metre semicircle. Capuano now being sent back, and he'll probably play about centre half forward. Where's it, McKernan?
Under 4 minutes remaining. Capuano. Kick partly smothered. Here's a chance for Roberts. Goes down towards the right half forward. Jones the spoiler on Archer. Archer bounces up, but looks in dismay as he sees that ball over the line.
Very tight. 65 metres away from the North goal this time. Tapped inside this time. Anderson with Parker. Pretty good stuff in the end. Oh, here's a chance. Quick snap forward. That should be it. Simpson's terrific stuff.
And that is it. Only got a bit over 3.5 minutes to play, and had the Dockers have got a goal, it certainly would have livened it up. But that's exactly what North Melbourne needed, and that'll give them the space. Here's Simpson running onto it, a left foot kick, open goal square. Delanchenko on and Guire off.
North finally get some breathing space close to siren time. Bandy on his knees in the middle. Blakey tries to soccer off the ground.
You see now, Sandy, they're really closing up. Everybody is up the ground for North Melbourne.
They've got just 3 minutes in this match left. Delaney, Stevens off the ground, straight to Waterhouse, gives a little ground. He was looking for O'Reilly. Strength there by Archer, who goes flat on his back, and the mark is taken by Clement. He comes wide to Harding on half-back, had it spent a little too early. Taken by Stevens, off to Danilchenko. Jason Danilchenko bending it back, but then it floats the other way, and it goes out of bounds on the full.
The Dockers, Hines. 2.5 minutes to go, so it's pretty tall order here for the Fremantle as the ball goes over the top and Rock marks on his chest. A reasonable effort from him though. 1 goal 9, 15 points the result. Well, you'd think in these conditions almost impossible. Floats a flat torpedo punt in towards Armstrong on the ground, and O'Reilly accepts the kick from Armstrong and just goes straight to the boundary line.
Don Wilson's coming on Armstrong. Little thing, smothers off the boot, just getting under. Hacks. He's limping at the moment. He's too good. I don't know what's wrong with him. But there he is, 14 in the foreground.
Another boundary throw in. Kernan gets his opponent out the way, then throws it on the boot, and another point for North Melbourne. So they've got their 20th. 9-20 to 8-10. It's a lot of shots at goal, but I've actually got them down for 5 that have been belted through by the opposition. So it will be a good win to North, just on 2 minutes to go, unless a miracle happens.
Bandy tried to belt it over the back, taken by Clement. Rock, free ball. Schwartz over the top. Ball up again. North safe now. But it has been a real struggle. There's the throw-in. McKernan, Bandy, Armstrong back to Archer. Archer almost shoved in the back, and he was, said the umpire. Glenn Archer will take his time and he'll take the ball 50 metres out.
Very impressed with Archer. Look, he just goes over the ball the whole time.
Came into the game in the third quarter when he booted 2 very, very valuable goals. When North stormed back and took the lead for the first time. Well, there's no doubt now they've got the game. The distance may test him. He tried to get onto a talk. He wobbles it to full forward. McKernan was there. Jones waits down. Gives it away towards Hines. He was held. He didn't have it. And David Hines will take the free kick at full back. Plays on quickly. Delaney to the outer side. Callaghan marks. 30 seconds left. Parker marks on centre wing. Call to play on. Goes to left half forward. He wanted Waterhouse. Carey intercepts.
Yes, Wayne Carey, skipper, centre half back, with just seconds remaining. goes very long. It's
Nice
a beautiful
kick.
kick. It's a huge kick. And Harding marks on his chest. Held up by Swash.
I think the players realise the situations.
And given 50 metres for that, which was really at this stage of the game almost unwarranted, but nevertheless, he gave it back as well as he could have, just held on to him to hold up, and then, oh well. So, kicks inside, goes to Man. Comes out wide, and there is the siren. Bandy drops it, and North Melbourne run out pretty good winners here tonight. 8-10 to 9-20, and what was a pretty all-round performance, as we mentioned earlier. The Dockers got off to a flyer, and North Melbourne came back, just matched them really in the second quarter, and then after a very good third quarter, some of their on-ballers, Rock and Stevens, started to get more of the footy, I felt, in that second half, and probably some other players. McKernan started to take over a little bit in the air. Burton was handy early, but McKernan, as I said, got on top. Carey was forced to go back to centre-half back, and then North just closed down the game and used their brute strength. They were terrific. Martin was tight at the back. Danilchenko on and off the ground, and there's the players. Wayne Swash thought he played himself back into a little bit of form. Very tough conditions, as we've mentioned a few times.
Let's go down to the ground because Dwayne Lamb is there. Who have you got, Dwayne?
Thanks, guys. I've got Rocky with me. Congratulations, Rocky. The Dockers started pretty well, but in the end you played very good wet weather footy against them.
Yeah, they started very well, and you know, to the boys' credit, we came back and it was a good hard slog. We've had 2 wet weeks in a row, and to get out of it and up here and to get on top of the ladder, it's really great.
And an important win. I suppose you go to the top of the table now, so I think you've got a pretty tough next couple of weeks. An important one.
Yeah, we'll gear up for Carlton next week. We watched the game on telly, and it was a very good contest today between Sydney and Carlton, but I'm sure we'll quit ourselves well.
Look, just looking at tonight, it's a very even team performance. There's probably no stars. You blokes are very good to drop the ball around the packs and whatever, but the team's in that way that you're all sort of playing well together.
Yeah, well, the Dockers started well, obviously, and then we had to put Wayne down back, and he steadied the ship a little bit there, and as it was a great win, especially over here.
Mate, in this rain, it's a bit like Melbourne, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Well done again, mate. Congratulations. Enjoy it.
You're like a dog with a bone, Dwayne.